One of the most effective rigs that you can use for snapper is an adjustable two-hook rig where the top hook slides under pressure to accommodate any size baits. And not only is it great for adjusting to the bait size using it, it's also a deadly rig on hooking fish too. And that's something that we hope to show you. Integral to our sliding two-hook rig is plastic tubing. Now this particular plastic tubing has an inside diameter of about 1 millimeter, not very thick. You can buy it in tackle stores, and you can also buy it in haberdasheries like Spotlight and so on. Just take a small piece of this, no more than about 3 or 4 centimeters. And the hook we're going to use is one of these owners with the turned up eye. The size of the hook is 4/0, and we insert the tube into the eye. Now, of course, the diameters of the eyes of different hooks will vary. So previously to this, I've actually matched the eye of this hook with this tubing. The next thing we do is take some of this trace line, and the breaking strain of this is rated at 27 kilograms, but it's not the breaking strain we're concerned with. We're concerned with the diameter, and it's the diameter that's most important. 0.7 of a millimeter, quite thick, because we're fishing in areas that are not very friendly to fishing lines, so a little bit of protection doesn't go astray. First up, we thread the line through the tube, just like that, and so it won't accidentally pop out, we tie a little knot in it. Very, very simple thing. The only purpose there is to prevent it from sliding back inside the tube. I'm going to cut the tag off, like so. Keep it nice and short. Okay, now we're going to bind this tubing to the hook. Now, it's always helpful to use a piece of fishing line that is a different color to the trace line, because then there is no confusion. I'm going to use some of this Suffix line. It's called Supple Ink. It's been dyed black, and so that makes a very good contrast. Now, this is a very, very simple operation. We're going to tie a snell onto the plastic tubing, and we simply do it by making a loop, a simple loop, like so, and then over-binding the tube and the hook with the loop. My hand goes in the loop and rolls it over. And again, and again, until we've done maybe 10 wraps altogether. Keep one snug right up against the other. Just because we're fishing, it doesn't mean we do anything crude. We do everything as best as we possibly can. And perhaps I've lost count, but I guess we've made 10 wraps. It's not critical, the number of wraps. First of all, I take the main piece of line and pull it out, and then I take the tag and pull that out, and what we're left here is a snell on the hook. Okay, now at this stage it's not very tight, so we're going to have to tighten that. Just pull that out. It's quite firm, but it does need tightening slightly. And we do that by just pulling on it. And testing it again. And yes, that's quite firm, but it will still slide. Okay. We trim the tags off the wrapping line. We take the knot off here, trim it right off, and there we have the main foundation of the sliding two-hook rig. Now we're going to put on what you might call the main hook. Now the best way to orient a circle hook is to tie it on with a noose. Now I'm going to do that just by simply making one small loop here, giving it a twist. The twist is only so I can hang on to it a little bit better. And there we have two loops. It's a very, very simple thing. Two loops. As we did with the snell, we overbind. In this case, we're overbinding the small loop with the larger loop. Having done maybe 7 wraps, we pull the tag out, we pull the loop out, tension it slightly, and there we have our noose. And I'll show you how to apply that. We go through the front of the hook, like so, thread the hook back through the loop, and we tighten it down, pull it quite tight, tighten the tag as well, then slide it back down so it's nice and firm, and cut the tag off. So what we have now is an adjustable two-hook rig for more or less any sort or any size of reasonable bait that we might be happening to use. We can keep them fairly close together like so, or if we have a larger bait, we can spread them apart. Well, there we have the adjustable two-hook rig. You can draw the hooks apart to accommodate a larger bait, and as you can see, the circle hook is oriented correctly because it's the gap here that does the damage. The point of the hook is only a secondary consideration after the hook is in place. And the function of a circle hook is it slides over any ridge of cartilage, like a gill raker, jaw hinge, any protruding ridge. And once it's on there, it certainly doesn't come off. Just slides over there and it's in place.